Good morning, chicks and chickens. Welcome back to Old Man Farm. My name is Sid, as always. I went real morning radio host on that intro, didn't I? I don't think I like it. Let's redo it. Good morning, chicks and chickens. Welcome back to Old Man Farm. My name is Sid, as always. George's birthday. We have to remember not to neglect to get to him the way I did with Maddie yesterday. I feel really bad. She was hard to pin down though, and George is significantly more sedentary, so I hope we'll be able to do that. The other thing is, I forgot to get the heater for good old Sinclair yesterday, so have to pop by and see if we can handle that today. I think she's open today, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I would like to try and get a few things over to Pierre's, these 25 gold-starred vegetables, see if that goes through. And it was brought up, let's see here, actually. It was brought up that we might be able to find Gus's list in our collections. So, let me see, it's probably near the end, right? Let's check. Sure enough, here we go. Thank you for suggesting that. I was losing my mind. Tomatoes, goat cheese, purple mushrooms, hot peppers, and milk. Okay, tomatoes, what are we looking like? Ooh, we only have 6. Well, we can go grow these in our, this thing, greenhouse, that's what that's called. Oh, we'll have to grow those in the greenhouse, but we'll get to that. We'll do that as at the close of the day here. I think I want to head into town first. We'll go to Pierre's, we'll swing by George's, then we'll go by the Star Drop, go to Marnie's, big old loop here, and then we'll head home. And I am hoping that between all of this produce we're picking here and some of what I had in the fridge, because you know how sometimes these quests that are like, hey, pick 25 gold star produce. It will only let you turn in produce that has been picked since you've gotten the quest, which I think is a little bogus, but sometimes that's the way it works. And if that's the case, I'm hoping we have enough here, but I did grab, what did I grab? I grabbed all those gold star eggplants just to be sure. So, we'll see. Hopefully they count. And if they don't, hey, what are you gonna do? Like, we can only pick them when they're ready. So, that's what's on the docket for today. We have a lot to do today. Which really is a continuation of what's been going on in my real life day. I'm actually recording this on Monday because this is like my... If you've been here long enough, you know I have a very odd work schedule, but I'm supposed to be working Monday and Tuesday, and I ended up not having to work. I got sent home on Monday. And I had every intention of recording this earlier in the day. It's getting on into evening. It's like past dinner time. But I had to... well... Without getting too into it, because it's boring, and I know no one actually wants to hear this crap, but I do, you know what, actually, we're going to do this when we come back. I was on the phone for like 3 hours with, various people trying to get my taxes from 2022, yes, I'm still dealing with them, handled. It was my first time doing self-employment taxes, and boy, that's for the birds. Don't like that. Although, I have to say, if, for some reason, wink wink, nudge nudge, YouTube, I were ever self-employed again for something like this, I would just hire an accountant at the beginning of the year, and it would be worth the money to pay an accountant to handle this for me, so I'm not doing it all at the end of the year, like I am now. It's been god-awful. My dad gets angry with me sometimes. Oh, everyone's dad gets angry with them sometimes. Oh, hey, it's okay. Awesome, Sid. This is awesome. Thanks. Never knew a kid that loved cranberries so much, but there you go. So yeah, I did that, and then I was working on my van. I'll tell you about that here in a second. Is the only thing we have to do... Whoops, I'll get it right. Is just... Pierre is just this, correct? Yes. Okay. Well, let's see if we have enough. Let's see what it counts. We can't use the tomatoes. Hey, there we go. Boom. 25 eggplants. Done. Handled. I'm glad it let us do that, because we obviously did not pick 25 today, but it still let us do that. So that's very, very nice of this game to not nickel and dime me that way. There you go, Floor. Okay, let's go see George. Jorge. Oh, we have a cutscene. Unexpected. Evelyn. Oh, Sid, you're wondering what that good smell is. Why, that's nice of you to say. I'm actually baking my famous cookies. Oh, Evelyn, here, why don't you try one? Don't mind if I do. Oh, they sound a little hard. Well, what do you think? It's delicious, or it's like chewing on a hockey puck. I would never ruin her spirit. It's delicious. Had to get a screenshot. Thank you. I think I've come to know you well enough to give you my recipe. Just make sure you keep it a secret. Aww. That's so nice, Evelyn. Oh, and we got another. A lot going on in the... What the hell's their last name? Oh, I forget. Okay, George, I want you to take a deep breath for me. Turn around, please. George, I'll be honest with you. You need to make some changes in your lifestyle if you want to stay healthy. I'd like you to reduce your sodium intake and try to get some moderate exercise with your arms. Oh, this sounds like my real life. I know him. You know what's best for me. Or I know what's best for me. Who do you think you are telling me how to live my life? Georgie's your doctor, man. I'm your doctor, George. That's who I am, see? And I went to school for 8 years so I could learn how to help people stay healthy. Oh, I'm sorry, but you shouldn't be here. These checkups are supposed to be private. Oop. Not so fast. I'd like to get a second opinion from this young man. I hate to tell you, George, I'm going to say the same thing. Very well. Sid, what do you think George should do? George should follow Dr. Harvey's advice, or George knows what's best for his own body. In certain regards, I agree with that. But if your doctor's telling you you should lower your sodium, I'm going to say go with it. Thanks, Sid. You see, George, I'm just trying to help you. Don't turn on me, George. Fine. I'll do what you say, Doctor. Yeah, see? Thanks for your help, Sid. I appreciate it. You're welcome. Do we have a third one? No, we don't. Okay. Do I have anything you love? Because if not, you're just getting a bolt of cloth. Like everybody else. Oh, he actually doesn't even like the cloth. Okay, here, have a corn. Oh, is it my birthday today? I guess it is. Thanks. This is nice. Got to get a screenshot of him as well. You know, it's funny, though, that they said that. Well, it's not funny. It sucks. But, you know, I think I just told you guys like a month ago how clean bill of health and all this, right? Yeah, my blood pressure's just skyrocketing again. And, you know, I think a lot of it has to... Oh, we still can't go in. That's okay. We'll see if I remember to come back. If not, we'll just make a chest to put everything in for now. But yeah, my blood pressure's skyrocketing again. I've been so stressed out with all this moving stuff. And oh my god. Oh no. You made it. Morning, Sid. Wait, was I supposed to meet him here? Oh my god, that actually made me yawn. Oh my god, I can't believe that happened. It's peaceful, isn't it? Yeah. It is. Love to have a place like this to go to. I don't know if I'll ever get used to being back home. It just doesn't feel real. When I find myself slipping back into a dark place, I just have to get away. Good on you, man. That's what I do too. It's ironic, but holding something like this helps ground me back to reality. I don't know why I struggled so much on that. A slingshot requires stone for ammo. My trusty slingshot and I were inseparable back then. I was an absolute menace to my folks. My friends in the army praised me as a genius sharpshooter. Honestly, it's not just talent alone. It took me years of effort and practice. I set up some training targets earlier so we could relieve some tension. I'll show you how it's done. Where? I don't see... Oh! Watch and learn, Sid. I'll only teach you this once. Okay. The stone should be a familiar weight in your palm. Center yourself and steady your breathing. Keep your eyes on the target. And release. Oh, jeez. Wow, he's doing trick shots over here. 360 no-scope. Damn, Kent. Whew. What's that look for? That was amazing. Are you kidding me? Thanks. I don't usually show this to others. I wish I could show my sons this, but... No, it's better for them to avoid treading the same path. They have a bright future. Oh my god. They have a bright future ahead of them. They can actually read text, unlike you, Sid. I think I showed enough of my skill. It's your turn. I need another screenshot. Let's see if you can break my record. Oh god. Okay, do I actually have to do this? Kent can now be recruited as a companion. Awesome. Oh, that's excellent. Oh, well, it shoved us all the way over here. But that was really cool. You know, I have never really... I think I said this already, but I've never gone very far with Kent. It just never really worked out that way. I think in the past, I have been so focused on... I normally focus on a handful of characters, right? I don't cast quite as wide a net as we have in this playthrough. Excuse me, Charlie. I need in there. No, Charlie. Okay, there's our heater. But yeah, I don't normally befriend quite so many people. So, you know, Kent, being as someone who comes in the second year, has, you know, been passed up, I think, quite a bit. And with us adding so many people in this playthrough at later dates anyway, I think it's been a little easier to remember to, you know, give Kent some attention. So that's cool. I really like him. He's got a lot going on, and I think, whoops, we've talked about this before, but I think having a character with PTSD, but specifically military related PTSD is, I think it's very important. I think it's, you know, depending on the circles you live in, the circles you run in, or whatever, you know, however you want to word that, I think, you know, that's something that can be either grossly overlooked or equally as misunderstood. And you know, we've talked about this before, and I'm not going to get too into it because, again, I'm not an expert in you know, PTSD in general, but military specifically. You know, I did not go into the military for a couple of reasons that I think I've gotten into in the past, but I never ended up getting into the military. But I am not a stranger to PTSD, and it can come from so many places and appear in so many varied ways and take so many forms and affect people in what are so personalized ways, yet somehow have so many similarities. And it's a very nuanced subject that I don't think gets the attention it deserves as a accepted and normalized mental illness. And yeah, anyway, not going to get into it too much deeper than that, but that is to say, I really believe that Kent is, as we've seen with a lot of characters, really shaping up to be a well thought out, very cool character. The more we get to know him, there's a lot going on under the surface with him. I think it's really cool that he talks about not wanting to bring that part of him into, you know, his son's life. Sons plural there. And, you know, that's... I don't know that every parent encounters something like that. I know that it's a thing I think about. You know, there are parts of my life that, or ways that I view the world that I hold dear to, and when I say dear, I don't mean, I guess I should say they make up a lot of who I am and how I am the way I am and how I've gotten here. So in that way, they're dear to me. They're not to say that I hold on to these things and put them in a pedestal, but do you know what I mean? They were formative, I guess would be a way to say it. But you know, I also know that I wonder there are things I don't share with my son, not at least not at this stage in his development. I don't know that it would be beneficial to him. You know what I mean? I think that I tend to view all experiences that I have had, even bad ones, even objectively bad ones, I wouldn't be who I am without them, so I do not lament having had them, if that makes sense. But that doesn't mean that I would willingly condone or suggest some of those actions and experiences for other people. And that even insofar as, like, there are things I regret, you know what I mean? But that it's weird, regret, like, I don't know. It's hard to personify. I'm not making sense here, but suffice it to say, I can understand a parent, having a part of their life that like with Kent there. He feels very strongly about his abilities in regards to shooting in that specific instance. And but he, is like, you know what? Do I really want to bring my boys into this part of me? Do I really want to bring my boys into perhaps leading them down a path, that leads to where he's at? Although he looks fondly at his shooting and where that came from. Ooh, a lot of starfruit. Oh no, we're not listening to sad Shane music. 1 second. Let's change this. Let's randomize that again. I'm okay with that. That's a good song. Oh, you know what? While we're in here, let's go ahead and get these tomatoes working. But I understand. Although he's proud of that and where he came from with it, he knows that where it has brought him is where he's at now, struggling with PTSD, with normalizing himself back into civilian society. And is that something he really wants to even give a possibility of that being his son's future? I don't know. It's I don't know. I didn't mean to actually get this far into this, but it's something I think about a lot, or not so. I think about a lot, but in different capacities throughout my lifetime. When I was younger, I used to think about how members of my family have gotten to where they're at, and you start to wonder if certain behaviors are, I don't want to say justifiable or excusable, but you can see where they came from, why this person ended up this way, and then maybe you see some of those similar actions in yourself, or in your background, and you wonder, am I going to end up this way? And then as where I'm at in life now, having a child of my own, I wonder, like, oh geez, am I, what you begin to think more about your actions as they are perceived. I guess it is to say, when there is a grown adult sees you do something that they have to make their own judgment on what that means or how to take it. But a child tends to not really question your motivation or whatever. They see a parent do something, and to them, even if they don't understand why, there's oftentimes they attribute it to being the correct way of doing something. And I don't know. It's a large responsibility to have. So anyway, that got a little more in depth than I actually anticipated. But as with so many things in this game, it brings out deeper thoughts than I intend a lot of times. I'm like, hey, let's play this funny game about farming, and next thing you know, I'm talking about the sins of the father over here. I guess that really wasn't really quite what we were talking about, but I think you understand where I'm coming from. It's interesting. But anyway, that got us through all of this. So we replanted all those tomatoes, and if I'm not mistaken, I guess we really didn't need to plant that many because tomatoes are a fruit that yields continuously once you grow it. But hey, why not, right? May as well. We'll get them quick. We'll get them done quickly. We'll get it out of the way. We have breached 100 of our star fruit, so we're a little over halfway to that, which, hey, not bad. Could be better, but I'm not upset by it. That is for sure. Gift horses and mouths and whatnot. Boy, I do not remember what we were talking about before all that happened. That really, that pulled me out of all of it. Oh, you know what? I realized we need to keep getting the hardwood so we can get so we can get the ship built so we can head to Ginger Island. Why don't we do that? We have a little bit of time. We can bop down into the secret wood just real quick. Hey, we'll get those. If we don't get those tonight, no big deal. But yeah, you know what? Why not, right? We need to go down here anyway. Here we go. Clear a little space since this game loves to fat shame Grover. I'm not happy about it. Let's pop on down here. There we go. Okay, now we're not going to get a whole lot out of this, but you know what? If I remembered to do even just a few of these each day, before you know it, we'd have this done. So, whoops. Yes, let's hit him with the pickaxe. We'll get a couple. Maybe we'll get like 10 or so. However much we get, it's all positive momentum towards our goal. And I'll have to write this down to go check that out because I do not remember what else. I know we need iridium. We already have the batteries handled, if I'm not mistaken. But I know we need iridium, but I'm not sure where we're sitting on that. So I'd like to actually write that down on my list here and see if we can't, be continuously working towards that. I don't know if you know this about me, but I lose track of what the hell we're doing a lot, and I get distracted and I start ping-ponging around. And next thing you know, it's been a season and I've forgotten to do something specific. I would cut to some footage of me saying something that I should be doing right now, but let's be real, the list of those it's too much to actually parse through. Anyway, let's go ahead and put, I almost said Gunther. Yes, our horse, Gunther. We named him, no relation, right? But yeah, we'll go ahead and put everything away, and we'll get ready to go to bed. Call it a night. Yeah, see, that was totally worth it. That was totally worth it. 13 extra? You betcha. Whoops. Wrong one there. We do. We have another wool. Get that going. We'll grab this jade. Just so that can start working. Rain tomorrow. Oh, speaking of, though, not of rain, of the crystallarium, we can make them now. What do those take? Gold, iridium, stone, and a battery pack. Now, totally worth it, and we will get working on that. But as of right now, it's just, our iridium needs to be going towards fixing the boat. I think that's a better use of our resources. I am going to go ahead and get rid of these mushrooms and that hazelnut, though, so we don't have to deal with that in the morning. We already have enough inventory sorting issues. I believe, is this it? Yes. Wow, I can't believe I remembered that. Okay, well, this was a bit of an odd one, but I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did too. I'm feeling a little weird, but I'm feeling good with our decision. I know I didn't even talk about it today, but I feel good about the decision to take Sundays off, so again, thank you for that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today. I really did. But be good to each other. I will talk to you tomorrow. Good night.